What's up, y'all? We are doing a mock draft today where we are picking kind of what we think is going to happen. Probably a little mix of predictiveness too, obviously with like positional value. But we're on PFF today. Got the mock draft simulator up, and how you doing? Doing good?
I'm doing great. I had a pretty long day, but I'm ready to get this recording going, bro. I'm excited to do a mock. So
Let's see. Do you want to start? Do you want odds or evens? Do you want number one overall, number two overall? I don't really care. You can pick. I'll let you do it.
all right. Yeah, I can start on number one. I can do number one, and then we
All
can
right.
get this rolling. All right, I'm gonna start her up here. All right. So this is
Got a hard pick in
basically
front of
like
you.
what'd you say?
You got a hard pick right now, man.
This is gonna be really difficult, bro.
Yeah.
We're gonna be doing first post combine mock. First
Mm-hmm.
mock of the channel. So this will be
Mm-hmm.
pretty fun. I'm excited. I've been doing these on my own, and I have
Yep.
not gotten to do
Same.
one with Cam yet. So we're gonna
Yes.
see how
It's
this
gonna be
goes.
fun.
Maybe Cam
Got the
will pick
Kirk Cousins
some.
jersey, by the way.
Yep, Jordan Love, baby, Jordan
Yeah, I mean,
Love.
this is the best NFC North quarterback in the last 5 years, but
Oh no!
you know how it is.
Oh hell no! Oh yeah, this is gonna be fun. All right. So we're gonna start with the Raiders at one here. And I mean, this is a really difficult pick.
Yeah. No shit.
Raiders need a lot here.
They do.
Do we go
Dude.
Cole Payton?
Yes, Cole Payton.
I love Cole Payton here.
Yeah. So just obviously it's Mendoza, but funnily enough, if like after you trade Crosby, there's no talent on this roster at all. Like,
No, I know.
like at all. Like the player that I'm probably the most excited for on the Raiders, like future wise, is probably Darian Porter because I liked him last year.
Which is
I don't
crazy.
which is like, dude, that's like a rookie third round corner who I don't really think even played that much this year. So like, dude, it's gonna be rough. And I don't know if I would take my quarterback here because I kind of have a little bit of mixed opinions on Mendoza, and I would just get talent and probably trade back. But yeah, if they're picking here, they're gonna take Mendoza, and there's really not much left to say, you know.
Yeah, and I feel like for just the positional value, I know you aren't the biggest Mendoza fan. I still think Mendoza is a top 10 talent in this draft. And
Yeah.
like when you're looking at the positional value of quarterback here, I think
Mhm.
this is a no-brainer for the Raiders. I mean, like you can look at the high-end defensive players, but like when you need a quarterback, you need a quarterback, and there's
Yeah.
not another great quarterback until Ty Simpson, and he is arguably a second-round pick. I think he could be a first, but like Mendoza is better than Ty Simpson, and I think if you're gonna go quarterback at one here, you go Mendoza. So I would probably pick Mendoza. I'm sure they will as well.
Yeah, you see this story play out a lot with quarterbacks that bust. Primarily, it's to the Raiders and to the Jets, where they could be the most talented guy in the world out of college, but they go on a team with no help and they just get destroyed. Their confidence gets destroyed. They lose all these games. I think there's something to be said, and maybe this is a little bit of a bigger conversation to be had, but I do wonder how Mendoza's psyche will go from literally not losing a game all season to probably only winning like at most 5 or 6 next year. Like that's a confidence killer, man.
Yeah,
you don't go from national champion 15-0 to winning a third of those games and not be just fine with that. So we'll see. But yeah, obviously
it'll be interesting to
the
watch.
pick.
I like Mendoza like as a player as well. Like I think he's a great dude. So I hope he succeeds. The challenge will definitely be the Raiders, and like you said, the Raiders, Jets, all these teams that pick early on a lot. They're horrible at developing quarterbacks, and that's why they're constantly bad. And it's I will wish Fernando Mendoza the best because I really hope he succeeds, but it's going to be tough. I mean, the Raiders are bad, and hopefully this 14th overall pick will help. Hopefully they'll be able to get something to help him out. But yeah, definitely Mendoza first overall. I think that's a no-brainer.
All right. So number 2 overall, I'm gonna say if I were picking here,
Mm-hmm.
I would take Ruben Bain
Okay.
because I love the dude so much. And maybe that's stupid of me, but that's who I would take. I'm not going to though, because this is slightly predictive. It's slightly what I would do, but I also love these other players. It's not like I hate them and like would
Mm-hmm.
not pick them and not be happy with it. I'm kind of between David Bailey and Arvel Reese.
Okay.
The thing with me though is I know the Jets are consistently mocked like all the time to take Arvel Reese, but I don't think he can play edge. I don't think he should, and I don't think he
Okay.
can. So if I'm here, I'm gonna take kind of like the safe pick in David Bailey. You get yourself a guy with an elite first step. He's a physical freak. He had probably the best edge year, like the year 4 in edge in college football at Texas Tech. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
utterly dominant in any bullied Spencer Fano and Caleb Lomu, like destroyed every single game record, just game record. And I love
Yep.
David Bailey last year. So they need help. They really do. And especially since they just traded
Jermaine Johnson.
Jermaine
I
Johnson,
was just going to talk
they
about that.
have
Yeah.
like no one. So
Yep.
you just need someone to give you a little bit of juice because Aaron Glenn is a defensive minded head coach, and he ain't got a lot on defense right now. So get yourself
Right.
David Bailey. I like this pick. I think the Jets are happy with it. So yeah.
And you know me, I love David Bailey. David
Yeah,
Bailey is my
who
favorite player in
doesn't?
this draft. So yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't like David Bailey, I would question your reasoning. But
Yeah.
yes, David Bailey I think is a great pick for the Jets here. They just lost Jermaine Johnson. They're going to need someone to replace that edge. I think David Bailey does that right in the like day one. I think he's their starter. So
100%. Yeah.
all right,
So
moving
number
to the
3.
Cardinals. Cardinals is a tough pick. Because it doesn't say they have many needs other than O-line and some offense, but like I feel like
they
they
do.
do. Just because they obviously aren't good enough to compete yet. So they obviously need stuff to
I think
sorry, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, in terms of talent on their roster, there's only 3 guys that I really think of that. Well, 4 actually. 2 on offense, 2 on defense. On offense, you have Paris Johnson Jr. and Marvin Harrison Jr. And even Marvin Harrison Jr.'s kind of haven't lived up to the hype.
Right.
And then on defense, you have Will Johnson, who showed I think a lot of promise. I guess you could throw Budda Baker in there, but with him being a little older, I don't really know if he's like your key stone in the future. And then also their defensive tackle they just drafted. Why am I blanking on his name? Ole Miss.
Defense.
Who
Walter Nolan.
Yes, Walter Nolan. He looked really good in the second half of the year, and I really liked him. I thought he was like a top 5 talent last year. So
okay.
Those are the guys, and outside of that, man, they all their pieces are kind of older. Like you could see him moving on from him in a year or two. Like Budda Baker's always in trade rumors. Like I don't know. I just think they need a ton here, and it is hard to pick.
It is a tough pick, and I've been looking at it, and like, so for me, if I'm picking here, I personally think they take one of the high end defensive players in this draft. I'm looking and it says they need like tackle and guard, but for me, I don't think there's that guy that's good enough to get picked at 3. And like when I'm looking, like they're obviously in need of some players on defense still, even though it doesn't say they have that need. And I think they could easily pick a player in the top 3 here, like Sonny Styles or Ruben Bain, just to boost their defense.
I agree.
I honestly here might go Sonny Styles just after his combine. I don't know,
it's
dude.
Not crazy.
I'm looking at their linebackers and Cody Simon, Mac Wilson, and Zaven Collins. They're decent, but you look at a guy like Sonny Styles, and like
he's a game changer.
He is quite literally the best linebacker prospect we've ever watched at the combine.
Yeah, and he gets to be right next to Cody Simon, who's a previous teammate.
Exactly, and like
so,
I'm looking at Sonny Styles here, and I think like this could be like a game changer in the middle of the field for their defense. And then you look at like they have these like, yes, you can maybe take Jeremiah Love here at 3, but I don't know if I want Jeremiah Love at 3.
They have so many more needs, and I think they have already kind of their running back Trey Benson.
And
I mean, like I know he doesn't stop you from drafting Love, but It's still
Yeah,
something.
they just picked him last year, did they not?
No,
Or was
Benson's
that
been
2
there
years
for
ago?
2 years. Yes. I know they are probably going to move on from James Conner, but I mean, yeah, they just have, if you're taking Jeremiah Love over a premier O lineman or defensive lineman in this class, I don't really see it. Like they have so many needs.
Yeah,
Uh,
like
uh,
yeah, like my first offensive lineman for them off the board would be Fano, and I don't know if you take Fano at 3. Like I just don't know if you can do it.
yeah.
Uh,
I personally would take Maui Goa here.
Okay.
But Fano isn't like crazy either. Like if I was taking O-line,
Mhm.
if you're stuck, who I would take is probably Ruben Bain, honestly.
Okay.
But obviously it's up to you. I just think he is the best player available on the board.
Yeah.
At a really, really premier position that's really hard to get. I mean, I like Maui Goa and Fano, but I just think Bain's way better. So
Yeah, I think for me it's a toss up between Styles and Bain. Like for me, I have Styles as my second best player in the draft. After the combine. But like, yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the Cardinals defense and they have Josh Sweat and Darius Robinson as their edges. And then they have Cody Simon, Mac Wilson, and David Collins for their linebackers. So I feel like they could easily take something to boost there. Dude, this is tough. I think I might actually go Bain. I think you might have talked me into it.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna go
like,
Bain here.
yeah, I just think he's the best player available. I think he's a game wrecker. He is.
I get the concern about his arms, but the tape shows, and like you look at Bain as a player, and he could absolutely boost this defense for the Cardinals.
100%,
I really like. I would not hate Sonny Styles there either, just because of his combine performance. But I'm just gonna go off of Ruben Bain's his what am I trying to say? His tape. And I think he is probably the best player there for the Cardinals.
Okay, so I have what, in my opinion, is a very, very hard pick because the Titans need a lot. And on one hand, I want to take a premier defensive player for Saleh. On the other hand, I think you need to take a weapon for Cam Ward. So
Okay.
I'm like, I mean, his wide receiver one is Alec Eilmanor.
I mean, is
like,
it
or Chimere DK?
Is Calvin Ridley still on the team?
I think he might have gotten released.
Oh, let's take a look.
And even if he didn't, I mean, it's not like.
No, he's still there.
I think he's very heavily projected to.
Okay. Yeah, he's old. I mean,
and he's old, and he just hasn't been good, so he's not really stopping you from taking them. Now, I know we just took Ruben Bain, and he usually falls, but you know who I really want to take here, to be honest?
Who?
I want to take Jordan Tyson because I just think he's the best wide receiver here.
I don't hate that.
You need to get him this weapon, and then honestly, like with Gunnar Helm, Chimere DK, Alec Eilmanor, if Tyson's your one, and then you probably maybe sign like a vet guy, another wide receiver up in there, or like maybe a better running back, this offense can actually like kind of be something.
Yeah.
But man, it's hard because like, I mean, Jeremiah Love's on the board. Arvo Reese is on the board. Sonny Styles is on the board, and a lot of these guys are way more safer. And this team like can't afford to miss, to be honest.
Yeah,
so I might just talk myself out of Jordan Tyson. To be honest.
The Tyson thing. Like I really actually did like how Cam Ward performed with almost nothing this last season, and I think he has. He has the potential to lead that offense, but he's gonna need a weapon. So I get what you're saying. I think Tyson for me would be the wide receiver to pick here. I think he's the best wide receiver in the draft. But like you said, it is a risk because while I think his talent is definitely there, he does have that injury risk.
Yeah. Oh man, this is hard. I think I am going to take. Now I know this is only a first round mock draft,
Mhm.
but they pick so high in the second round, and this is a really deep wide receiver class. I'm just gonna grab them a player of a caliber that's not gonna be there. Like they can get a good wide receiver in the
Mhm.
second round. I think this is where I might take Sonny Styles.
Okay. All right.
He's in my eyes like virtually perfect as a prospect, and you put him right in the middle of Salah's defense, and that's a scary sight to see. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
him and Cedric Gray are going to make this defense just a lot better next year. So I will be
Mhm.
taking Sonny Styles with this pick, and Cam Ward will just have to be a magician again, I guess. So
I mean, and hope, yeah, like you said, hopefully they'll hit on later picks because they
in free
definitely need to pick
agency
wide
too.
receiver and free
Yeah.
agency. Yep, for sure. All right, moving to the Giants at pick 5. I think there is a few directions I could go here. I feel like offensive lineman is probably the way to go, though. I think you need to protect
Dart.
just Dart. And like because you look at like their injuries on offense last year, and I think a lot of that was a protection issue. So I would either say Fano or Malagoa here, probably. I mean, is there a way to go Freeling here? Maybe. I feel like it's really high.
Personally, if you want to go O lineman, which makes sense for me, it would either be O lineman or probably Mansour Delane here. I would take Fano because of the scheme.
Yeah,
and
I was
how
gonna
much
say
they go outside and run with Dart and just move around a ton on that line. I would take Fano here probably.
I was gonna say I think Fano would be what I would pick. I still think he's the best tackle in this class. I could see Monster Delane here. It's definitely a possibility. I really like Monster Delane. I just think their biggest need is O line. And I would say Fano is probably their best option here.
All right, so we take a Fano.
I took Fano.
Perfect. Yeah. Perfect. All right, so now we have the Browns. This is interesting because, I mean, believe it or not, all these teams in the top 5, man, they are here for a reason, and they have so many needs.
Yeah.
Like, wow. When it really boils down to it, there's guys that I would rather take than the guy I'm going to take here.
Right.
But they need to take this guy. I'm going to take Francis Mauigoa because there is no one on their O-line next year.
Yeah.
No one.
Their O-line is
really bad. Like, if I was them, there's a chance that my next pick, that would be a high second round pick, would also be lineman too.
Yeah.
Like, I would maybe double dip and just go back to back.
Well, I mean, they could even take one at 24.
Yeah. I mean, like, that's not ridiculous either. They need it so bad. I think all 5 of their starters last year are gone.
Yeah,
like it is horrendous.
And last year their starters were horrible. Like their line was awful.
And you need to like figure out if Shitter's your guy or not. So give him a chance with this line.
Right.
You know, this needs to be a lineman or a weapon, like, to be very honest. But I also do just like Mauigoa. You know, obviously you would wish you could take like a Arvo Reese on this defense would be nuts, but like you got to take your medicine. So I'm going to say Francis Mauigoa here. And now the Commanders are up.
And I don't know. I feel like I have a pretty easy pick here. I think for the Commanders, I think Arvo Reese is probably the guy. I like if I'm looking at Arvo Reese here on the board at pick 7, I mean, he has the versatility. He can play linebacker or edge, which they need both of.
Yeah, I agree.
I think he's obviously has a top 5 pick potential, top 3 even. And I think him being here at 7 is honestly kind of a steal for the Commanders. I know that I mean, I personally think after the combine, Sonny Styles is the better linebacker from this tandem from Ohio State.
Agreed.
But I think Arvell Reese at pick 7 is still great value. Like, I think this is like for them needing both edge and linebacker. And I know you don't think he can play edge. I think he might be able to, but even if he can't, he can then just fill in that linebacker
100%.
position.
Yep.
So I'm going to take Arvell Reese at 7 here for the Commanders.
All right. Yeah, I really like that pick. I think he's probably one of the best defensive players on the board at that premier position. I mean, it just makes too much sense for me. You're right. They're going to try and play him at edge, and he might be able to, he might not. But even if he doesn't, you get a hell of a linebacker who can do a lot of things for you on defense. So that's just what they need, man.
You could have taken Caleb Downs or Monster Delane even here at 7, but I just think like when you compare them to Arvell Reese and his versatility he brings in, I think Arvell Reese is the clear option for the Commanders.
Yeah, I agree. Now we have the Saints, and this is kind of hard for me because I'm not really sure what they would do.
This is a tough pick, honestly.
Do they take Jeremiah Love? Their line is kind of good, actually.
I know. I'm surprised that guard isn't need here. Their line is not that bad.
No, it's really not. I think they probably get a weapon for Shuck.
Okay.
And for me, it's between Love and Tyson.
Okay.
And I just like it. What do you think? What do you think? Like with Kellen Moore's offense, what do you think they would value more? Like Jordan Tyson with Olave on the outside and Tyson kind of in the short to intermediate, or just utilize your young, good O-lineman and get Love behind this, you know?
Personally, I think here I would go Love. I think Love's. I know that we weren't high on him before the combine. I think after the combine, I've kind of changed that a little bit. Just speed alone. I think if you get him as a replacement for Kamara, I know they have what's his name? They have another guy that they drafted.
Devin Neal.
Yes, they have Devin Neal, but I think if you take Love here, he's a good receiving back. He has great running.
It's a good tandem.
He would be a great tandem in the backfield. I think the other thing is he's not he doesn't have that injury question mark as much as Tyson would. So I would say probably Love here just because he's the safer pick. I think, and the other thing is they already have Olave. I think Olave can suffice for now, and they could maybe pick a wide receiver second round, third round, like a little bit later. I think I would probably go Love here, but it's up to you.
No. Yeah, I honestly think I agree with your reasoning because Olave is very injury prone, and there's a chance that Tyson and Olave get injured at the same time, and then your wide receiver one is like Devon Vele. And I love Tyson. I like Tyson way more than I like Love.
I love Tyson.
Just think that it makes a lot more sense for them to take Love here anyways. So they're going to take, and honestly, like he stands alone at running back. You're not going to be able to get a good running back in the second or third round, really. But you will be able to get a good wide receiver in the second.
He has great positional value here at 8.
Yeah, I'm taking Love though. I like that pick, and Chiefs kind of just got sniped. So
to the Chiefs, Chiefs would have loved to have you pick Tyson there.
Yeah, although I think there's a better player that even if he was available, this is who I would take for them.
Okay. This is a pick that's a little bit tough for me too. I got to think about this one. They have a variety of options here. They need wide receiver, they need offensive line, they need D-line. I'm looking back at Tyson. They could take Tyson. He's definitely an option here.
That's who I would take.
I don't hate that.
I mean, the way I look at it is Jamar Chase. So I just call him mini Jamar Chase, but he might be stronger because he's freakishly strong, but he, like size wise and how he plays and like, you know, his overall frame is smaller Jamar Chase. I just think like you give smaller Jamar Chase to Mahomes and that sounds terrifying. Yeah, and they didn't have anybody. I mean, I get that Rashee Rice kind of plays that role, but Tyson can also play like deep as well. So I think Rashee Rice and Jordan Tyson with Mahomes at quarterback, one of them's getting open during that scramble drill every single time.
Yeah, this would be terrifying.
Yeah. And I mean, yes, they need D-line and they need tackle, but how do the Chiefs win games when Mahomes is on?
Right.
And last year, their offense was so bad because he didn't have anyone to throw it to outside of Rice.
Exactly.
So they gotta beef that up.
Now, could they go Kenyon Sadiq for Kelsey's replacement?
So they could, and I was thinking that. However, I think Tyson's way better than Sadiq is. And I'm not sure if Sadiq would go this high, personally. They could do it, but I just think Tyson is a much bigger need at a better position.
Yeah,
and a better player.
I think for me, it would be like where I'm looking at is Vega Ione too, like for guard. I was looking at him or Tyson, and I think I'm gonna go Tyson just because, like, if I'm the Chiefs GM, I don't know his name. If I'm the Chiefs GM, I'm looking at Jordan Tyson here, and I'm thinking we have not been able to give Patrick Mahomes an elite receiver since Tyreek Hill. I mean, Rashee Rice is getting there. He could be, but he's been injury prone. I think.
Oh, and he also has a bunch of legal problems.
And he has a bunch
elite,
of legal
but
issues.
He just has a bunch of injury problems and legal issues. So,
right. I think Jordan Tyson here is like that's going to give Patrick Mahomes a weapon if Rashee Rice is hurt or if he has these legal troubles. Like I think Tyson is the guy that would give them wide receiver 1 or high end wide receiver 2 potential here on the Chiefs.
All right, Tyson, nice. And now I think, there is a little bit of a discussion to be had here because Mansur Delane's on the board, but I'm going to take Caleb Downs. I'm not really even thinking about it.
Fair enough.
The Bengals can't really mess around with this. They need to take the most just pro-ready player available on defense, and that's Caleb Downs. The only reason I think he falls this far is because if he's drafted any higher, the amount of money he would make with his draft slot at his safety position would just be kind of ludicrous for a rookie safety to be making. And obviously it's just not that important of a position for most teams.
Right.
But yeah, they just need a guy that they can play like kind of at linebacker, corner, safety, hybrid safety, like play the run, play coverage, and Caleb Downs can do all of that excellently. And I just think that's what they need, man. They need that. They need to compete in their division like badly. Or Joe Burrow's gonna get traded to the Vikings. So.
Right. I'm sure, yeah, bro.
Yeah. One can hope.
One can hope, I guess. I would be absolutely like I would probably I know we talked a lot about killing ourselves last time, but I'd probably kill myself.
Well, especially since my feelings on Joe Burrow are like I love him as a person and player, but then also from like an unbiased perspective, I genuinely think that he is like what you would build from a quarterback in a lab. It's like him and Josh Allen that stand out to me are like insane. And I think for what Burrow's done on this terrible team, he is so much better than people realize. Like
Joe Burrow is
so much better.
Joe Burrow is, when healthy, easily top 3, if not top 1.
I think like the 2 years ago, I had him and Jamar in fantasy, and he was good for like legitimately 300 to 400 yards and 4 to 5 touchdowns like every week.
Yeah,
it was nuts. So he is a hell of a player.
Yeah, I mean, if he got traded to you guys, I'd probably be a little upset, and more than a little. Yeah. Moving to the Dolphins here at pick 11, I was gonna say completely Monster Delane, like just like not even think about it, because I mean this is my favorite corner in the draft. I mean I think it's most people's favorite corner in the draft. But then I saw Mekhi Lemon and I took a double take. I mean I think Lemon could be decent on this roster. But then I thought about corner again, and I thought about their corners last year, and I'm taking Monster Delane at 11.
Yeah. I was gonna say, when your corners are Cater Kohu, Storm Duck, you have to imagine that Jeff Hafley would want I mean, he was fine with bum ass corners on the Packers, so I mean, maybe who
But
knows?
but even our corners were better than the Dolphins corners,
oh
which is insane.
So I think they do take Delane. I'm in agreement with you.
I don't think there's a better pick here for them. I don't know why they would go anywhere else, honestly.
Yeah. And now we have the Cowboys, who they could get really frisky here because they have a pick in 8 picks. Yes, 8 picks.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, 20.
So they could kind of draft like a luxury pick here or a luxury pick later. They could just take their medicine for both their picks. But there's a lot of guys like if they drafted like a Thieneman here, wouldn't surprise me. They could take like I know this is kind of crazy talk. If they took Mekhi Lemon here, and then they just say, hey, we have Mekhi CD, he's kind of injury prone, and George Pickens all year, and then we're just going to let George Pickens walk after the tag expires. And now we feel pretty happy about our wide receiver room for at least 2 years. That wouldn't surprise me. I could see them taking like a Kenyon Sadiq. I know they just paid Ferguson, but like a lot of teams are using double tight end sets. Like the Rams had a ton of success with that. So
I mean, personally,
they could go a ton here.
Personally, I think this first round for the Cowboys needs to be defense with the amount of defensive players. I think if I were picking, I'd probably pick 2 defensive players for them because their offense last year was so elite that they just need to build the defense to be able to make a run. But I mean, like you said, I think they could go offense here. I mean, it's definitely in the cards possibility. If it were me, I'd go defense, but I'm curious to see what you do here.
Okay. How crazy do we want to get? This is tough. This is tough.
No, this is a tough pick.
So honestly. I'm thinking edge, but I can almost guarantee there's going to be an elite edge for them in 8 picks.
Yep.
I'm thinking, okay, linebacker and safety, but positional value is kind of like not great at 12 for that.
Right.
I think CJ Allen you could take here and it wouldn't be like crazy, but 12 is like kind of eh. And then safety is obviously safety, but I do think Thieneman would fit the role here. And obviously McCoy's available, but they already have Ravel, who's an injured corner. I think I'm going to take Thieneman, though.
Okay.
Because, man, he's a hell of a player. And you just put him in the middle of your defense. People are realizing that even when it's like safeties and tight ends are kind of seen as like not as valuable, but when you have a good one, they make a difference, man. They do. Like they Kyle really Hamilton, I know people say like Kyle Hamilton all the time, but like when you have a good safety or a good tight end, it is noticeable. They win you games, and they're very underappreciated. So I'm gonna take Thieneman here because I think he's maybe one of, if not the smartest player in this draft, probably with Caleb Downs as well. And they get themselves. They're setting themselves up really nicely to take edge in about 8 picks. So
the other guy I would have maybe thought about here, and I don't know if this is a reach. I would have thought about Akeem Mesidor. I don't know.
Yeah, but I kind of look at like I clicked on edge, and I mean you have Mesidor, Falk, Howell, TJ Parker, Zion Young that I would all be fine with taking in 8 picks.
Yeah, that's fair.
And like I can't guarantee you that Thieneman being the best safety available is gonna be there.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see. But
all right, moving to the Rams at 13. I've been thinking about this one. I was almost thinking to pull a PFF and go Ty Simpson here. I don't think I'm going to.
Okay.
The only reason I would think about it at 13 for the Rams is because they just traded their 29th overall pick to the Chiefs, so they don't have that anymore. If they wanted a quarterback like Ty Simpson, they would have to take him now because he's not falling past here. So that's why I was maybe thinking him. But I feel like if you're the Rams here, you almost want to you just want to build around Stafford again, and then
I agree.
And then you want to focus on quarterback when the time presents itself. So I'm thinking Freeling here.
That's kind of who I was thinking too, to be honest.
Or
I
mean,
I like
McCoy
Freeling.
maybe, but they just got Trent McDuffie.
Yeah, I don't think they would take McCoy here.
So I don't think they go corner. I think Freeling is probably the pick here for them.
I would agree. I do think he's just the best pick at this position.
I just don't think there's a reason. Like there's no other position they really need.
Yeah, and
The
just
next
get
tackle
ahead
is Blake
on.
Miller.
Yeah, and Freeling, I know he's our third tackle taken at this point, but it's not far fetched he becomes the best tackle in this draft just because of his size.
And yeah,
so,
his combine was amazing.
Yes, really,
he
really,
could
really good.
easily be the best tackle in this draft, and get him at 13.
Yeah, and
I would not put it past the Rams to get a steal here.
Yeah, and he could easily go in the top 5 too. He could. Easily. So I agree, Monroe Freeling. Now we have the Raiders, and now that the fact that they have this pick, we've already done this, but what would be really funny for them to me is if they traded the 101, right? Got like a first round pick. Probably you would stay. Maybe like they trade with the Jets, right? And they get like a first round pick this year. They pick still at 2, and then they pick first round next year, right? Yeah. They still get to take Reuben Bain or David Bailey or whoever they want, and then you could take Ty Simpson here, and then just have a ton of capital for next year.
Yeah,
because personally, I like Ty Simpson a ton. He was the best college football middle of the field passer by far.
Yeah, I think Ty Simpson is a great quarterback.
Ryan Williams had an insane amount of drops. I mean, Jeremy Bernard was the only real reliable weapon. The run game was atrocious. The O-line was atrocious. And this dude played through like injury all year, and he is still being talked about as a first-round quarterback. I love Ty Simpson. And man, the Raiders just have so much need that if they could trade back, get a ton of capital. I know we already did this, but maybe this is something we do in the future. Now that they have this pick, but
and like you said, like if they traded back and got a really high pick in next draft, you take like Ty Simpson here, and then you go like Jeremiah Smith next year, and then you're set. Like you literally have elite players on the offense from and trading defense. Back, and you don't even need the 101.
But we obviously did not do that. And man, this is hard. They have obviously their best weapon is Bowers.
Yep.
And then there's kind of no one else. It's like Trey Tucker, right? Is he not? It's like Trey Tucker is their wide receiver 1.
I think Trey Tucker is their wide receiver 1.
They took Jack Besh in the 2nd round, which is insane to me because I had like a 5th round grade on him, and he did not look good at all last year. Besh. So I mean, man, this team has so many needs, and their defense is definitely going to suck this year if they take an offensive player right here. But I'm kind of looking at Mekhi Lemon, like, how do you not give, how do you not set up Mendoza for at least a slight amount of success? Their line is better than a lot of people think, and there's no running back here to take. So, you're not taking Sadiq when you have Bowers.
Right.
You'd never take the best wide receiver available in Lemon and call it a day. And I know, there's a conversation for Tate, but Trey Tucker and Dante Thornton kind of play a very similar role to him. They don't really have a Mekhi Lemon on the team. I mean, it's kind of what Jack Besh does, but he's not, and ain't no Mekhi Lemon. So, yeah, I'm going to take Mekhi here. I just think it's the best pick for them, and you need to get Mendoza help. So,
I think the other thing I would have considered at 14 is Vega Ione. Their offensive line is absolutely atrocious. The only redeeming factor for that is they can get an offensive lineman in the 2nd round.
Here's the thing, though. They took 2 rookie linemen last year in the top 70 picks, I believe, and neither of them played.
Right.
Because, why am I blanking on their coach? Just fired. Literally, all-time great coach. Raiders coach.
Pete Carroll?
Yeah, Pete Carroll. His son was the offensive line coach and Pete Carroll hates playing rookies. So they drafted 270. I believe they were both guards too, or one was a center, one was a guard. And then they have Jackson Powers Johnson. They have Colton Miller. Dude, their line's better than I think a lot of people think, and they put a ton of assets into it last year.
Right.
So I'm not sure they would take Vega if Makai's on the board, but it's definitely a possibility because he is a good player.
Yeah, I was just throwing it out there. I think Lemon is a great pick still.
Yeah.
I think for what they need and for helping Mendoza, getting another premier, that's why I really like them trading Crosby and getting pick 14, because now they have the option to take another elite player in the top 15 to help Mendoza right away. So I did actually really like that move for both Baltimore and the Raiders, because Baltimore didn't necessarily need the pick, and they got an elite defensive edge. But yeah, I just like that they have pick 14 now, because then you get here we got Mekhi Lemon to help Mendoza. That's a great tandem there.
Yeah.
All right, moving to the Bucks at 15. There's a few directions I could go here. I kind of like Kenyon Sadiq at 15.
I don't mind it, but however, so Trevor, obviously from NFL Stock Exchange, is like the Bucks fan that I know. And him and apparently all the other Bucks fans are like, if they don't take edge here, they riot.
Okay.
Because they just need that so bad. Like they
I can definitely see that for sure.
Rusher. And I think right now there's like a ton of really good pass rushers on the board. I mean, Sadiq is definitely wouldn't be a bad pick. But Todd Bowles' job is kind of on the line this year, and it's partially because they can't pressure the quarterback at all.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think I would probably in a bunch of my mocks I've also taken Akeem Mesidor here. I don't know if they would take him for his age at 15. I don't know if they want more of a guy that, like maybe Keldrick Falk here. I don't know if they want.
I would take TJ Parker probably.
Okay, that's
personally
fair. I don't mind that for sure. I think I might go. I take Parker, or do I like Akeem Mesidor more than Parker. I just don't like his age.
Yeah,
that's where
for sure. I think they're both good picks, but now, they are kind of like a win now team though. Like they're good enough to win that the age you can kind of ignore.
That's what I was just gonna say. I think for me, I think they go Akeem Mesidor just because they're in more win now mode. They're not in rebuild. So I'm gonna go Akeem Mesidor here. I think
sounds good.
That he will immediately add, he's gonna be a day one starter. He'll immediately add to that edge position for them. So I'm gonna go Akeem Mesidor.
All right. And now I have once again an incredibly easy pick, and then I get to pick for my Vikings. Now the guy I'm about to pick is somebody that I don't really like, and well, when I say don't really like, I mean not really like as the general consensus. I'm going to pick Carnell Tate here because they need to boost this offense. And whatever quarterback is playing for them next year, because it's not going to be someone from this year. Maybe it's Ty Simpson, to be fair. They could take Ty Simpson here. It would be Carnell Tate's going to be a really, really good wide receiver too. Let me just say that.
Yeah.
I don't think he'd be a wide receiver 1, but 16, 17, this is kind of where you see some of those top end wide receiver 2 goings. Like Jordan Addison kind of went in this range. Zay Flowers kind of went in that same draft, in that range, pick before him or whatever. And I think this is him and Garrett Wilson. I think he played great with Garrett Wilson. I think there's an argument to be made for Ty Simpson here. And honestly, the run of picks we have coming up, Ty Simpson probably won't go to any of them. And I just want to say that I think his range starts here. But since this is no trades, he probably won't get picked till later than he will be, if that makes sense.
Right. Yeah.
But in real life, someone's probably going to do what the Giants did and trade up for him in the mid-20s, if I had to guess. But I think this would probably be I could really see him going here, but I'm going to take Carnell Tate because I just think it makes a lot more sense for the Jets at this pick.
I would agree here. I think for me, it's either Ty Simpson or Carnell Tate here, honestly. I mean, they could go Peter Woods and I wouldn't hate that. and I wouldn't hate that. I think that would be a fair pick. I think they could also go CJ Allen. There's a few directions they could go, but I think Carnell Tate is probably the best player on the board here. It's kind of a toss up. I think they would probably pick him just to go with Garrett Wilson in that tandem.
For sure.
All right, the Lions. To the Lions.
This is interesting.
This is a really interesting pick. I actually, is it crazy to maybe go Caden Proctor here?
Oh my God, you read my mind. You read my mind. I was literally going to say Caden Proctor because Dan Skipper, I believe, just retired or
I think he got released.
Released. And I was like, Blake Miller. I don't
know if I like Blake Miller more than Caden Proctor.
Yeah, Ionicher's good, but I don't think this is his range. Like every other tackle is just But not only is Caden Proctor like really good and could go here, but like the mentality, what the Lions do, like you can tell like they love him on this team.
Right.
And could you imagine him Gibbs is behind this guy and he's mauling dudes?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like you want to set up for Gibbs and you want to set up to protect Jared Goff. They, like you said, they just lost Dan Skipper. They need to replace their offensive line. I mean, there's a question mark. Like they could take TJ Parker here. They could take Keldrick Falk here, maybe to go with.
I think the edge class is a little deeper, personally, that you could maybe get it later on. Then you could get a premier offensive line.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm looking at offensive line here, and it's either Proctor or Miller or Ionicher, and I think the best fit for them at 17.
Yeah, and I have to say, there's a lot of people that think Proctor can't play tackle, but what's really good about this situation is if he does kind of fail to contain his outside shoulder and he has a little bit of slow feet, they can move him to guard, and he'll be an excellent guard, which is also a position they need. So even if he kind of like busts, so to say, at tackle, you can kind of slide him over to guard and probably assume that he's going to still be really good there instead. So I still think he can play tackle, but if he can't, worst case scenario, it's not like you just cut the guy and move on. Like, no, he can maul for you as a guard too.
He can play somewhere else. Right.
Yeah. Caden Proctor. I really like that pick. Obviously love Chris B myself, being a Bama fan.
Yeah.
So this is just a great pick for them though. And now we have the Vikings who have.
And you get to pick for the Vikings. I bet you're excited.
This is a really, really good spot for us because, I mean, you can just go down the board here. Sadiq makes sense. Vegaone makes sense. McCoy makes sense. Banks makes sense. Emmanuel McWarren makes sense. Avion Terrell makes sense. I mean, like, we're talking about like 7 of the 10 top guys all make sense.
This is a good board for you guys here.
It really is. But I'm not picking any of those guys.
Oh,
I'm going to be a little biased here.
Okay.
I'm going to take Peter Woods. I love Peter Woods. And I think if we get him here, it would be a steal. I know a lot of people don't like him, but I don't care. He's a freak. We just released Jonathan Allen and Javon Hargrave. And even though Jalen Redmond is a stud and will be good, we need someone playing next to him. And Peter Woods in this Brian Flores defense, oh my God. It's just, there's a lot of good picks here, but getting somebody who I think can genuinely be a top 10 defensive tackle in this league in like 2 years into this defense, I mean, that's a very, very premier position that you're picking at 18. It's just too hard to ignore. I can't really take like a safety or a tight end in good faith over that if I do believe in Peter Woods. So I'm going to take Peter Woods, and I love that pick personally. So
yeah, and I was going to say, I don't think you take Sadiq anymore after you guys re-signed Hawkinson.
Oh, yeah.
I know you had talked about that possibly being a pick there. But yeah, I think Peter Woods is a pretty good pick here. I would probably, he's probably one of the best picks here. I like him more than Banks.
Oh yeah, me too.
I think you could maybe go McCoy or McNeil Warren here, but I think Peter Woods is probably the safer pick in that regard, just because of his athleticism.
I agree. And the fact that he gets to be a defensive, like he's the second defensive tackle, is really, really good for him because he's probably going to need a little bit of a developmental year. But if anybody can do it, it's Kevin O'Connell and Brian Flores.
Right.
So,
yeah.
I love
Brian
that pick
Flores is the guy you want to develop Peter Woods.
No idea how he didn't. The fact that the Steelers hired McCarthy over Flores.
Yeah, that blows my mind.
Dude, generational fumble. But hey, we get to keep him for however many more years. So, I mean, I genuinely believe he is the best defensive coordinator in the league. I genuinely believe that. Our defense is not that talented, and it plays top 10 like every year because of him. So, I'm happy we get to keep our guy.
Yeah, I think you guys should be thrilled to have Brian Flores another year because I thought for sure he was going to be gone.
He was my most important piece for our offseason to keep. Him over anyone. I would have rather lost Jordan Addison, like been forced to trade Jordan Addison than lose Flores, to be honest. Because what he does, he's going to elevate. He elevates so like Dallas Turner, I genuinely believe is going to have a monster year next year because of him. And like I can't lose that. I don't want to lose that. So I'm glad we kept them.
All right, moving to the Panthers at 19. This is
funnily enough my second favorite team, back to back.
There you go. Yeah, I don't know. There's a few directions I could go. I could go Sadiq here. Give Bryce Young another weapon. I'm really leaning towards edge though. I
would agree.
I think their defensive line is definitely their biggest need.
Yeah.
I know they have Derek Brown.
He needs help.
But he needs help. And I'm looking at Keldrick Falk and Caden McDonald here.
Keldrick Falk and Caden McDonald, you said?
Those are the two I'm looking at right now.
Well, Falk
TJ Parker as well.
Interesting, but I'm not sure who Caden McDonald is. He goes by Caden McPounder, so...
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, Caden McPounder. Sorry.
This is... You look at their defensive line, specifically their edge position, and they drafted Nick Scorton last year. But there's really no one outside of him that's helping Derek Brown. And the thing is I think they kind of want like a pass rushing guy because how dominant Derek Brown is against the run.
Yeah.
That you can kind of have your pass rushers be a little more on the edge and pass rushing. But personally, I love Falk too. So this is a very hard pick for you.
I think I might go TJ Parker.
And that would make a ton of sense too, because I think he is a very, very good player too. And I would love this if this were the case, I would love this.
Because I'm just looking at I was thinking Falk, but then I was like, they kind of need a pass rusher, and Falk is more of a run defender. He can possibly get developed into that pass rush guy, but I'm looking at TJ Parker, and he's already proven himself as a pass rusher.
Yeah.
So and then Caden McDonald, like I could see it, or Caden McPounder, sorry. I could see it. But Derek Brown can already kind of hold down that defensive interior spot.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna go TJ Parker.
Oh, wait. Oh, you took him? That's
What's
fine.
up?
That's fine.
I can undo it.
I was just gonna no. Okay. Good. Because I just want to propose to you something. They drafted Princely Uman-Mielen in the third round last year.
Yeah.
So their edge players are Princely Uman-Mielen and Nick Scorton. Both of them I think are good. Personally, I don't think it necessarily stops you from taking TJ Parker. However, at nose tackle, it's Ashawn Robinson.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
true.
Caden McDonald might make a little more sense because your defensive line becomes so much more complete if you have somebody that takes focus off of Derek Brown. And then obviously you have like 2 top 75 picks that you drafted last year that you have faith in. And I just think that probably makes more sense.
Yeah, I think it's...
You can still go with TJ Parker. Both of them are great, but I think their defensive interior could really use an upgrade, especially since Derek Brown like weirdly plays edge sometimes too.
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of do need somebody just in the middle. But obviously, I think they're both really good picks. It's your pick, so
Yeah, no, I'm torn here because I've taken Caden McPounder in so many of my drafts for the Panthers, or
mm,
just it's like I love his size and his run stopping
yep.
ability, but I'm looking at TJ Parker and like I know they just drafted
Unmami Allen and
yeah,
Spartan.
I know they just drafted them last year, but like how much playing time did they actually get? Like,
I think they actually both got like good time.
because
Like I
that's
know
what
Scorton had a really good year. I'll look up Princely for you.
because I
However, if you are just sick of taking McDonald, why don't you can take somebody like Christian Miller and it's not that crazy, you know?
yeah.
So Princely played a very, very like designated role. He only had 15 tackles and 1.5 sacks as kind of like the third guy. It's not terrible. Um he did have a 46 overall grade on PFF. So it's like
I'm
whatever, but obviously he's a third round pick that you're hoping to kind of develop.
yeah.
It's really up to you, man. I defensive tackle or TJ Parker. I don't really
This
think
is
you can miss
this is a tough pick.
personally.
I'm gonna stick with TJ
Yeah.
Parker. I'm gonna stick with TJ
Okay.
Parker. I really like TJ Parker. He's my third or
He
fourth
is
edge in this class, in this really deep
really good.
class, and I know I don't even know how to say his like DJ or Princely. Sorry, Princely. They just took last year. But like I just feel like if you continue to add depth at edge position, it's only going to improve your defensive line.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
I'm gonna stick with TJ
so
Parker.
we are picking I'm picking for the Cowboys' second pick. I had them take Thieneman at 12.
You got
And
both
at
the Cowboys picks
20,
here.
this board fell really, really nicely for them
It
because
did.
McCoy's still here, Banks still here, CJ Allen's still here, Falk's still here, Avion and Terrell is still here. Ah, man, this is hard. I'm not gonna lie, this is hard. Simply because there's so many needs,
Mm-hmm.
but also so many players. And I might throw a little bit of a curveball. I
Okay.
think, let me take a look. I'm looking at corner,
Okay.
but I'm not gonna take McCoy. And this might be kind of like we might be going into a little bit of crazy waters here. But
Okay.
I might
Okay.
take
I'm
Colton
interested.
Hood.
Colton Hood. Is that who you're taking?
I might. I know that over Terrell and McCoy, especially over McCoy, is very unpopular. But I really think their defense sucked last year, and yeah, they need a second edge, but like they were getting hooked in the secondary, like really bad, like really, really bad. Like
Yeah.
that route that Marvin Harrison ran against Deron Bland, where he just cooked his ass, is like ingrained into my head, right?
Yeah.
So like they just need guys playing where they're best at, and they need to throw two really good, like solid floor defensive backs, which I think is Colton Hood and Thieneman, into that mix and just raise the floor of that DB room.
Yeah.
Like you got to do it. And I know that a lot of people think they need edge, and they do, but I trust enough in Donovan Ezeraku that I think he can develop and actually be something for them. And they still have guys like all over their line that I trust enough that I'm going to take Colton Hood here.
Okay.
And maybe a little bit of an unpopular pick, but I think it raises the floor so much.
I think it's definitely an interesting pick. I don't mind the concept of taking him over Jermod McCoy just because of the question marks there.
Yeah,
but
and let my boy Ravel rest and play an easier role than wide corner 2 or whatever 1. Because he's a stud. He just needs to be able to recover.
Right. Totally agree. I like Siobhan Ravel. I remember talking to you about him last year. I think he could definitely develop into a great corner.
Yeah.
I don't know personally if I would take Colton Hood over Jermod McCoy just because I like Jermod McCoy's 2024 season so much.
Sure.
I know there's the injury question mark. And I know Colton Hood is definitely capable of being a cornerback 1 on any team.
Yeah,
He's great talent. I think I'd probably still take Jermod McCoy over him, but I can definitely
for sure.
see the Colton Hood pick over him just because there's less injury question marks.
Yeah.
Colton Hood had a great season without Jermod McCoy in the lineup.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
For sure.
I still do like the pick. I think Colton Hood would greatly impact that Cowboys defense right away.
Yeah.
And now I get to pick for the Steelers, and I'm really excited to pick for the Steelers, Cam.
Are you thinking who I'm thinking?
I'm thinking Ty Simpson.
So I kind of agree. This is who I'm thinking. And a lot of Steelers fans are like, no, we don't want him. But
Right.
Here's the thing. Are you really going to go into this year with Aaron Rodgers again and then next year be probably picking in the mid-20s? Dude, you can't just put off this quarterback dilemma over and over and over. And if a guy like Ty Simpson is here, I know that they could pick like a Denzel Boston and maybe improve their offense a little bit. But if you have a shot to take your quarterback, and I'm not sure how their new regime and like how McCarthy feels about him. I'm not sure if McCarthy's really the answer after Rodgers is gone. So this is like hard to pick scheme-wise and coaching-wise. But yeah, you got to get your guy. And I promise this isn't Kenny Pickett 2.0. That's another thing Steelers fans are scared of. But
I personally, like we've talked about him already, but I think Ty Simpson is definitely NFL ready.
For sure. I agree.
And even if like he's not, and they go through like off-season training and they find out that he's probably not ready. I think if
he can sit behind Rodgers.
If Rodgers comes back, that is probably one of the best guys to sit behind
100%
for a year.
Well,
and then
he has been very vocal about not wanting to help rookies, and that's not his job. But
yeah, I know, but then like
as a presence, I agree.
I've heard that, but like I look at Jordan Love and the things Jordan Love has said about how Rodgers
it was a different situation too.
Fair enough.
That's fair. So,
but even if Rodgers didn't take Ty Simpson under his wing, I think just watching Rodgers play would greatly help him for a year. And then I know they just took Will Howard late in the draft last year, but I don't know if they want to pursue Will Howard as a starting quarterback.
Yeah, I feel like if they would have known, like they had a whole year with him, if they would have seen anything from him, we would have heard about it by now. So
yeah, that's where I think like if Ty Simpson is here, I think you might as well take him because
I agree.
He's definitely capable of playing at a high level. I think he could be that replacement for Rodgers once Rodgers retires either this year or next year.
And honestly, I'm not sure he falls this far. Like I could really see like the Panthers, maybe even the Vikings trading down and having someone come up for him. Like I really could see that.
I would not be surprised. Like that's my other thing. Him being here at 21 is honestly, like in my opinion, I think he might go earlier.
Yeah, I think I really could see it. But now we have the Chargers, and the pick is staring me in the face with Vega.
Yeah.
It's kind of the lame pick. Like it is really the lame pick because it's a boring position. The Chargers are like kind of a boring team, honestly.
Yeah.
But like, man,
I feel like it's the only direction here for them.
Well, yeah, but that's why I'm gonna go Caleb Lomu.
Okay.
Because here's the thing. And this is not me just trying to be weird and be like, oh, I'm not going Vega. Both of their tackles are coming off of torn ACLs. Caleb Lomu will play guard in the NFL, but when one of those two guys probably inevitably gets banged up and misses a few games this year, he can slide to tackle and you're fine with that.
Yeah.
And Justin Herbert doesn't have to get fucking slaughtered every game.
Right.
But yes, Vega's probably a better guard pick, but what Lomu can do for you as a safety blanket, and also Lomu's a great player too. He could end up being better than Vega. I just think makes so much more sense because people act like, oh, your tackles are going to be just fine. Well, that's what they said the year before. And then both of them were out all year and he got slaughtered. Right. So, I mean, you kind of need a little more help than just a good guard in Vega. And if you can kind of get like a little mix of both in Lomu, I feel a lot better about that. So I'm going to take Caleb Lomu here. And spice it up a little, but I think it also makes sense.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I think they for sure need to go O-line here. I've seen a lot of like speculation they could go D-line, but I mean, I'm like you just like the playoff game for the Chargers this last year where Herbert just got annihilated every play. Like, dude, you need players to be able to protect your quarterback, because I still think Herbert is a good quarterback, and I think if he had a good offensive line, he could lead the Chargers farther in the AFC. And it's
they were really good when both their tackles were.
No, I know, and
they were really good. Like Herbert was like an MVP type guy.
Yeah, you just hate to watch Herbert get consistently destroyed
him and Burrow,
in the
man.
backfield every play. Yeah. But moving to the Eagles at 23, I mean, Sadiq is kind of staring me in the face here. I don't know if
there's a better pick.
I think there might be a better pick.
So Sadiq
is Keldrick Falk the pick?
Here's what I think. In typical Howie Roseman fashion, I could see the storyline of Jermod McCoy falling to him. They need corner really badly.
Mm-hmm.
He takes him with the injury discount, and McCoy ends up being a top 5 player to come out of this class.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, once again, how the fuck did this happen? How did we let Howie Roseman do this? And I mean, dude, this is just what the Eagles do. And man, DeJean, Quinyon Mitchell, and McCoy, come on.
Yeah, it would be
a scary combo, man. And they need corner 2, like that was like one of their biggest needs.
Mm-hmm.
Like really.
Yeah.
And once again, this corner class is also deep, but the ceiling of McCoy is just so good at this pick, man. Like you can get a good edge in the second round or trade up or sign in free agency, but you really can't do that with like elite corners. You're not going to find a corner with as high of a ceiling as McCoy in the second round or in free agency. So
yeah, I think I would probably go McCoy here. I think for me it's I know Kenyon Sadiq is an athletic freak, and the Eagles need a tight end replacement for Goddard. But I'm looking at McCoy, and the fact that on my big board he is a top 10 player. If he returns from injury and he's the same player, he might be top 3 in this draft. I'm not even I'm so high on him that the only reason he would fall this far for me is just because of the injury question. I think if we knew he was going to come back and play at the level he did in 2024, he would be a top 3 pick.
100%. He is really good, so I really don't mind this pick.
Yeah, and of course Howie Roseman would
have
McCoy fall to him.
And this is where I'm going to take Vega Ione.
Okay.
He's here. I know they double dipped at lineman, but you get, franchise tackle in Mauigoa, and then you get your franchise guard in Ione, and you're 2/5 of the way solving your horrendous O-line problem.
And they have the elite offensive lineman all-name team.
That's true. Vega Ione
and Francis Mauigoa.
That's true. So now it's the Bears, and there's low-key a lot of picks they can make here.
There is a lot of picks here. I'm looking specifically at these 3: CJ Allen, Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, and Keldrick Falk.
Okay.
I'm skipping over Banks. I think they could take him here, but I just know me and you aren't as high on him.
Yeah.
I know he's athletically and size, he's incredible.
I think they would take McDonald over him if they were taking DT too.
I would agree. But I think I'm gonna go CJ Allen. Yeah. They need to replace Tremaine Edmonds. CJ Allen is he's gonna be at linebacker. This linebacker class is pretty good. I think CJ Allen behind Sonny Styles, and if you consider Alvaro Reese a linebacker, I think he's definitely the 3rd best. I think he's probably going to go to the Bears here to replace Tremaine Edmonds. They desperately need defense. Their offense proved that they got the weapons. They have Colston Loveland now. I mean,
100%.
Caleb Williams.
Luther Burden looked really good last year too.
I know they just lost DJ Moore, but I don't even know if he was going to be their wide receiver 1 this year.
Yeah, and Romo
But
Dunze, I think he'll be good. I think he's going to
right.
be really, really good.
So
So
I think I'm gonna go CJ Allen here.
I
I
don't mind
actually
this.
I was thinking I was almost gonna take Jacob Rodriguez. I was this close. I don't mind Jacob Rodriguez to the Bears at 20, but I mean I would hate it because I'm a Packers fan because
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
yeah.
Jacob Rodriguez. But I think Jacob Rodriguez could go before CJ Allen, but I don't know if CJ Allen is there. I feel like you probably have to take
I
him.
yeah, I think his ceiling's just a
Hmm.
a little bit higher,
Right, I agree.
personally. So I agree. And it's really, really funny that you just brought that up because the person I am eyeing for this pick before you said that, swear to God, was Jacob
Was
Rodriguez.
Jacob Rodriguez?
Because I don't really think there's an edge player available that matches their profile of player.
Hmm.
I'm not high enough on Boston to take him here or really Omar Cooper Jr. And I know they're like, oh, they need to get Josh Allen a weapon. But like those guys aren't like your alpha wide receiver ones. So
Hmm.
that's not your answer. And like DB, yeah, they could take Avion Terrell. But what I think a lot of people are missing the point of is when you have a player that literally every team would love to get in the second round, that player's probably going in the first round. Let's be real.
Hmm.
And that's Jacob Rodriguez, man. Literally every
100%.
team is like, man, we would love this guy in the second round. We would love this
Yeah.
guy in the late first. Oh, this guy would be an awesome steal. And when you put yourself in the mindset of that's how the GMs are thinking too, one of them's going to pull the trigger in the first round. It's
Mhm.
just going to happen. So
Now, would Bean actually take him because he's kind of an idiot?
well, and you're right. Like I should probably just take Omar Cooper Jr. and be like typical Brandon Bean fashion.
Yeah.
The other pick that I actually really do like would be Casey Concepcion because I actually think that he's really, really good. Like I
Okay.
really, really like him. I really liked him last year. And might be talking myself out of this pick because I really, really do like Casey Concepcion.
Okay.
But I do think I'm going to stick with Jacob Rodriguez because, how is this guy? What's not to like about him at this point?
No, I
I mean,
know. I
honestly,
was when I first started scouting him, I was like I could not find a reason why he was going late
yeah,
third. And then he started
yeah,
moving up to second, and I was like, I still think he could be a first rounder. And now he's just gradually been going ever since the combine when he
yeah.
showed off how
The
athletic.
sky's the limit for him,
Yeah.
honestly.
I
Like
and
he won't go over Styles or Reese, but
no,
after
no.
that, it's free game.
I could definitely see him going over CJ Allen, honestly.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. I think it's floor versus ceiling. That's the argument you're having, but
Mm.
take your pick, man. So yeah, I went Jacob Rodriguez, and 49ers once again, a lot of options for him here.
And here I think I would go wide receiver here.
Okay, if you're going wide receiver, my pick would easily be Casey Concepcion. I think
I know
he's like what Debo did for you however many years ago, but like more athletic, honest. Well, I don't know if he's more athletic, but he's
I
up there.
yeah, I know you like Casey Concepcion a lot.
Mm,
I honestly like Omar Cooper more,
really?
and I
Okay.
don't know if that's a crazy take.
I don't think it's that crazy.
Um, I think I do like Casey Concepcion more than Denzel Boston. Um, the the other guy, I'm just scrolling down here.
If you weren't taking wide receiver, I would probably take Cassius Howell here.
Yeah, I was looking at Cassius Howell. I'm gonna go Omar Cooper. I like Omar Cooper a lot.
Okay.
I think that he just like the way that he played this last year at Indiana. I know
Mm-hmm.
Casey Concepcion is could be that like kind of Debo like guy.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I like taking a little bit away from the consensus, and I think Omar Cooper. I think I would probably take Omar Cooper over Casey Concepcion. I know I actually do still like Casey Concepcion. I'm not as high on him as you are. But I think I think I'd probably take Omar Cooper over him. And I think the 49ers need to go wide receiver. They just have like no one.
Yeah, man. It's like Ricky Pearsall and I mean, who even else is it?
Jawan Jennings, he's gonna be gone.
Yeah, he's gone. Who was that wide receiver that dude, it would like hit when Mac Jones was playing. He would put up like ridiculous. It would be like fucking 10 catches for like 150 yards.
Oh, shoot, what's
You
his
know what I'm
name?
saying? He's like
What's it
kind of
called?
old. I think he was a former really top like high end pick.
I know who you're talking about.
And he just like was
Demarcus
so random.
Robinson
Yeah. Wait, who else was?
or Kendrick
What?
Bourne.
Kendrick Bourne. Kendrick Bourne's what I'm thinking of. Like randomly went off for them. But
Yeah.
yeah, he's not like. I agree. I like the Cooper pick. And now that I'm on the Texans, you need to take like O-line here. I'm gonna take Maxx Crosby because
Okay.
I think he could be one of the best tackles, if not the best tackle in this draft. He's only been playing football for like 3 or 4 years, and the fact that he's like dude's from like Nigeria, I think, somewhere in Africa. He came over, and he's been a beast, man. Like the fact that this is how good of a player you have with this little experience. I mean, 6'6", 330, pretty good athlete. Hard to not just say that this could be a franchise tackle for them, which is what
For sure.
they need. I mean, they have Ariante Ursary, but that other tackle position is looking kind of rough. So I'm going to take Ionicher here. And the Chiefs have to be grinning ear to fucking ear with this board. Because I know this is your pick.
Yep. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Kenyon Sadiq, Caleb Banks, Keldrick Falk are all guys that they probably could have taken at 9. And they're all here at 29.
Yep.
And I mean, you scroll down a little, like they could take Blake Miller, they could take Caden McDonald, Cassius Howell. I mean, I know we took Tyson, but if they went different route, and the fact that like Concepcion's still here, they could take Pregnone. Man, this is a like really good Zion Young. This is probably the best a board has been for a team so far.
So yeah,
so it's up to you, man.
This is going to be a hard pick just because of how good the board is.
Yeah, I know who I would go with. Personally, but
I was thinking corner until I realized that they could take one at 40 and probably still get a replacement for Trent McDuffie. So I crossed off corner. I know they need offensive line. I was looking at that. I think Blake Miller could be the pick here. I think you could take. I think you can even take Pregnon here, and you'd be happy. I think you could even double down on receiver if you wanted to. I don't think they would.
Yeah.
But I'm just looking at Sadiq here, and
So for me, it's him or it's Falk, like easily. Okay. If you're picking offense, I think that you pick Sadiq, and if you're picking edge, you take Falk. I think Falk's the better player at a more important position of need. However, when this team is on, it's Patrick Mahomes playing Superman. And if you give him more weapons, he can do that more. So it's hard to say. But
the other thing that I'm gonna say, they do need a tight end to replace Kelsey, but I'm also looking at the Broncos coming up, and if like they could realistically take Sadiq here, and I wouldn't put it past the Chiefs to like play like cock block, like to say like I don't want the Broncos to have Kenyon Sadiq, so we're gonna take him because I mean we kind of need him and he's there, and we don't want the Broncos to take him. Although, but I think can I interest you in a little guy named Eli Stowers? I was thinking about that.
Sadiq is kind of a blocking tight end. And I know that he goes over Stowers literally every time. But Stowers is like more of that Kelsey type tight end. Kelsey doesn't block.
Yeah.
And Stowers is literally just a younger, more athletic version of Kelsey. And like I know that Stowers over Sadiq is kind of like heresy for a lot of people, but like that's a spicy pick that I could see happen. Because he's literally like Kelsey 2.0. No, so I mean you take like a pick here, but
I'm gonna go Keldrick Falk. I like Keldrick Falk. I think
you do.
They picked Tyson at 9, and they got an offensive weapon for Mahomes. They need defense now. I think they go Keldrick Falk in his raw form, just because like they can develop him. They're great at developing players. I think they go Keldrick Falk here, buff up the defense a little bit. Yeah.
I think this is what I would have done. Take your medicine. Kendrick Falk is way better than 29.
Yep.
In Spagnola's defense, stopping the run, this guy's
Right.
going to be a fucking monster.
Right.
I mean, yeah, that's the pick. Tight end is nice, and it's fun to be like, oh, well, Stowers could be Kelsey 2.0 and blah, 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 or Sadiq, but this is a more important position, and it's a better player than both those guys. So, yeah, and here, I'm going to spice it up a little bit. I might take Stowers because it's kind of the same thing here with the Broncos. They don't necessarily need a blocking tight end. They want the best receiving tight end available. And outside of Cortland Sutton, they don't really have a weapon. I mean, RJ Harvey, like, kind of, but Stowers is too freaky of a receiving tight end, and he's too freaky of an athlete. And
he is a great athlete.
I think his stock is only going to go up, 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 up. I don't know how it doesn't.
I could realistically see both Stowers and Sadiq going in the first round.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And, man, Max Claire's probably pissed as hell because, he was kind of always just that, like, tight end, too, for literally ever. And then Stowers obviously had an insane combine. But, yeah, I'm going to take Stowers here because I know this is, like, the trope that they, like, need their joker, but who's a better joker player than Stowers?
Right.
Like, for real. Dude plays in, like, the backfield and, like, lines up at running back and it's, like, all over the place. So I think that's a really good pick for them. And over Sadiq, I will say, I don't know, but
I actually
don't think it's the
mind
craziest thing. I've seen crazier things. Let's just say
for
that.
sure. Yeah. Now the Patriots, we got 2 picks left. 2 picks left.
Yep.
We got the Patriots and the Seahawks. I'm realistically seeing Kenyon Sadiq falling out of the first round, which is interesting.
Possible.
For this
it's
mock.
possible.
It's definitely interesting. I don't think he's going to the Seahawks or Patriots here in the last 2 picks. They don't need him.
Yeah. I mean, there's a chance he could go to the Patriots. I don't think he'd go to there's no chance he goes to the Seahawks, but he could go to the Patriots.
I think they stick with Hunter Henry. I don't think
I'm just saying with the double tight end sets.
Right.
Like everyone runs that nowadays. So
I got you, yeah. I think they go offensive line.
Okay.
I know
they took Miller or who you thinking here?
But do they go offensive line? This
hard
this
to say. Morgan Moses was very injured, and there's a decent chance they move.
Yeah.
Why am I blanking on his name? Their left tackle who short arms. This is bad.
Will.
Why
am I blanking? I'm blanking, bro. This is a bad look.
Will Campbell, right?
Will Campbell, yeah, duh. Okay.
Yeah.
Jeez.
There's a good chance that both their tackle positions need to be filled this year. So. I don't mind Blake Miller.
And I talked myself out of it. I'm going to go Zion Young. I think.
Okay. Also somebody that I think doesn't get talked about as a first-round player, but he's also one of those guys where everyone's like, we would love him in the second. So
that's what I was thinking. And I really would like him in Mike Vrabel's defense. I think Zion Young, and the reason I wouldn't take Cassius Howell over him is literally just because of his combine. I don't know. It's tough. I think I would take Zion Young though.
Man. Okay. Yep. So last year, Bama played Mizzou, right? Well, or this year, whatever, last season. The tandem of Damon Wilson and Zion Young made me go like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, both these guys are going to be really good. Like, Damon Wilson is, like, to me, looks to be like a top 10 pick. And he went to Miami, where obviously Akeem Isidore and Ruben Bain thrived in.
Yeah.
So, he's going to be a stud. But I also really, really like Zion Young. And he kind of gets disrespected. I think he should be consistent.
That's kind of my thing.
First round pick,
I was looking at him and I was like, I had this. It was like the same thing as Rodriguez, where it's like, oh, this would be a steal in the second round. I really like, and that's where, like, I think he could jump up to the first, and he could even go over Cassius Howell. And like, you look at like what Mike Vrabel would be looking for the defense, and they need edge. I think Zion Young would be a great addition to this defensive line for them.
Yeah, and with the last pick in the draft for the Seahawks, I want to state a couple things. because I feel like some people are going to look at this draft and be like, dude, there's no way Sadiq and Caleb Banks, like guys that they see sometimes go in the top 10, be still available here. But here's what I have to preface. There's a lot of guys that their range is all over the place.
Right.
Will Johnson, I thought was a top 10 pick last year, and he went 40 or 50.
He
guys
went like
fall.
44.
And let's be honest, Sadiq's tape is kind of underwhelming. And Banks didn't play at all last year. So if you think that this is not like a not serious mock draft, just think that. And the picks we made, we had good explanations for. I just feel like some people like look at this and like maybe even me and you look at this and be like, oh, Sadiq falling out of the first round. Like, I don't know. But like it could happen. It really could.
Yeah.
And there's a ton of like Emmanuel McNeil Warren could be a first round pick. Avion Terrell could be. Blake Miller could be. Cash like all these guys.
Like
people have to fall out of the first round. Like they just do.
Legitimately, all these guys could go first. Like, I love Emmanuel McNeil Warren. I love Avion Terrell. I love Kenyon Sadiq. Like, I think they're like Cassius.
All three guys could go to the Vikings, and it wouldn't surprise me.
Literally, like, and that's the thing. Like, a lot of these teams have different needs, and when they take other players, then that's what causes these to drop. And that's what causes like some of these guys to slide because not everyone needs these players. That's why they kind of have them at certain positions, and then they fall, and then they have them at another position. Like that's what could easily happen to any of these guys, and it could easily happen to any of the guys that we took already. If one team goes a different direction, then that player doesn't get picked for a little bit, and that's just what happens. Like, I think any of these guys are good enough to get picked in the first round.
I 100% agree. And I'll end this draft with kind of a unique pick, so to say. I think when I explain it out, it makes a lot more sense. But I want you to guess who I'm thinking of here. And I'll say this. It's not any of their needs on PFF. It's not part of that. Okay. It's not someone from that position. But I think it's a player who is easily a first-round pick. I personally love.
Are you thinking KC Concepcion here?
I am thinking KC Concepcion here.
I actually do like that.
Because there's a lot free agency. If Shaheed comes back, then this is probably not happening. But if they let Shaheed walk, your wide receiver 2 is Cooper Kupp, and then your wide receiver 3 is Jake Bobo.
Right.
And they have the money. I know they need like cornerback and like DB. Listen, they have the money. I would be very, very surprised if they didn't bring back like Kobe Bryant and Josh Jobe and Kenneth Walker. Like, that would be very surprising to me because those are all guys they're going to be able to keep for cheap. They have like $70 million. They can spend 30 or 40 and keep all those guys. And you're not going to be able to get a premium wide receiver too in free agency. Probably not. Yeah, but KC Concepcion with JSN is kind of a terrifying combo to think about.
Yeah.
And as much as I think Sam Darnold shut the fuck up out of a lot of haters, I do still think that giving him the best, like the most help is still the play you should make. I still think he kind of does need that crutch in a sense. And their offense without a good wide receiver too is kind of shaky. Because your secondary weapon is like AJ Barner or Cooper Kupp next year at that point. So I'm going to take KC Concepcion here and wrap up the draft.
I do like that pick. I think him and JSN would be an amazing tandem. Like, that would be would be elite. And I think they would be really happy to have Concepcion fall to 32.
Yeah. All right, but
I just realized I made this a 2 round.
Yeah, I was going to say I saw that
or something. But so we closed out our first round. Do we want to scroll back through and look at this, or?
Yeah, sure. Obviously, I think we had some guys going kind of a little spicy, like I think Akeem Mesidor, Zion Young, Stowers, Omar Cooper, maybe Ty Simpson a little. I know Peter Woods and TJ Parker went a little higher than
Caden Proctor.
They're considered right now. Yeah, but man, all these guys I think make a ton of sense for all their teams.
Yeah.
This was a little less predictive, obviously.
This was more like what we would want to do.
What we would do / kind of what we think in our opinions. But obviously we know more than anybody, so this is end all be all, and this is the best type of mock draft right here.
There's
But
no way it doesn't happen any other way than this.
yeah, obviously. Overall, if you have any comments on this, you can obviously comment your opinion. If you're like, okay, I'm a Lions fan, they would never do this. I'm a Raiders fan, they would never do this. Blah blah blah.
I'm a Raiders
You can
fan. I
tell
wouldn't
us.
take Mendoza. Like,
Yeah, like okay,
leave it down below.
that's why you guys suck, you know. But
that's why we're commentating and not you.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, it was a good time, and I don't know when the next time we would do a mock draft would be. After free agency, probably, right?
After free agency,
that
or
would
maybe
make a ton of
like,
sense.
Maybe after like the pro days or something like that.
Yeah, because there's a lot of guys who are like, as much as it really won't change much for me, like if Carnell Tate goes and runs like a really good 40 time at his pro day, like he's probably gonna skyrocket for a lot of people.
Right.
Like if McCoy is like passes all his medicals at his pro day and runs a really good 40, or I don't know if he is going to be running, he'll go way up.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that like will change a ton. Just with pro days and free agency. So that'll probably be next time we do that. And but yeah, this is really fun. This is really fun.
I quite enjoyed this. This was a good time.
I have to say, looking at this draft, do you have a favorite pick? Like you were like, I really liked this. Like this makes a ton of sense to me. It can be one that you picked or one that I picked.
Yeah. Let's look here. I mean,
there's a ton of obviously we love all of them because we made them.
Right. I mean, I really like Jermod McCoy to the Eagles.
That's hard to
because the Eagles are freaking stupid and they always pull that off. And I'm sure McCoy would have an outstanding season. But yeah, I really like Jermod McCoy to the Eagles. I think that would make a lot of sense, and I think that he would immediately make an impact there.
Yeah.
I think I had one more. I do actually like Peter Woods to the Vikings, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say that because I'm a Vikings fan and I wanted to come off as unbiased. Obviously, I made that pick and I think that's really good for them. And our D line is very scary if that's the case next year. But the two, I really like Carnell Tate to the Jets. I do. Yeah. I think it sets their duo up at wide receiver like really, really solidly. And I think it's the perfect role for Tate. I think this is like I would love this. I love Tate as a person. I'm a little lower as an actual prospect. Like player-wise, I loved watching him this year. But I think this would be like stellar for him. And then I really also, I know he just made the pick. I love Casey Concepcion to the Seahawks. The more I think about it, the like better JSN and Casey Concepcion in the same offense. I love that. He's just a more juiced up Cooper Kupp man who played pretty well this year, honestly, for them. So I like that pick. But
and then who? Okay, I have another question for us. Who do you think won the first round here?
Ooh. So I would say the Eagles are obviously a contender. It's hard to one of the teams that picked. Like, it's hard to look at the Chiefs taking Keldrick Falk and Gordon Tyson and not be like, dude, those are two like top 5 to top 10 players for me at positions they both really need. Like, there's a world, at least my view, that I could genuinely see Keldrick Falk being the best defensive player to come out of this class. I think his ceiling is the fucking limit. And I think Jordan Tyson is easily the wide receiver one and could be like, how do we let Mahomes get this guy? He's literally mini Jamar Chase. He's freakishly strong. I love, like, if this happens with the Chiefs, and man, they were set up really well with this last pick. I don't know if I would have traded McDuffie, but if they couldn't pay him, the fact that you can get this next pick and get like Stowers or Falk or Sadiq makes you feel a lot better about it. Right?
Exactly. So, no, I would definitely agree. I think the Chiefs probably won the first round just based on this mock. I think Jordan Tyson at 9 to Mahomes, and then you get Keldrick Falk at 29. I think
in Spagnuolo's defense.
I think the other team that won is probably the Jets with Carnell Tate at 16, and then you get David Bailey at 2.
Yeah,
I think that would be elite for a first round. I think you can kind of only look at the teams who pick twice because it's kind of hard for one player teams to outperform 2 draft picks in the first round.
For sure. I was gonna say that what the Browns did.
It's Browns,
not super exciting.
It's not exciting at all.
But you need to do this. So
it's something you need to do for sure. I think drafting 2 elite offensive linemen in the first round for the Browns would greatly help out Shedeur. and give their offense a better chance of success.
And
Yeah.
I have to say, defending a pick that was maybe a little controversial, I do think Stowers could be an absolute monster with the Broncos.
Agreed.
Like, I think we're talking about like fantasy implications and like NFL implications. Like we're talking about like a top 3 tight end. I think he fits right in, and with how Bo Nix plays and how this offense runs, like man, I like the fit more than I do Sadiq, to be honest, and that's why I took him. And I genuinely think he could be a 1,000-yard tight end.
That's
so.
I think Stowers, just based off his athleticism, like he definitely has that capability to be better than Sadiq in the long run.
Yep. But anyways, I gotta start getting ready for bed. So it was a great mock draft, man. Great video. It was here.
Awesome, yeah.
I was glad to be able to do this to you. What do you think we should do for our next video? Do we want to give them a little hint? We can talk about this later. We don't have to say this now. I don't really have a clue, to be honest.
Yeah,
I've
kind of just been liking how we just like decide day of, and then we.
Yeah, me too. And honestly, like the thing that sucks is I would love to do. So free agency starts Wednesday. So if we can make a video covering free agency, kind of just like all the moves that happened, maybe do a mock draft after.
Yeah.
Saturday and Sunday, or split those videos, one Saturday, one Sunday, however you're feeling, man. It's hard for me to do rankings right now just because of how busy I am. I'm really gonna try and lock in this week so we can do that in the future.
Watch all the prospects, bro.
Yeah, but I mean it's about 45 minutes for me to get through a singular prospect. So I mean, if we're ranking like 10 to 12 of each, it's just this is a lot of time, and I'm sure you're really busy too. So
yeah,
I like free agency though.
I do too.
So let's kind of plan on that, I would say.
Yeah,
I think that's fair.
I agree.
And yeah, I mean, thanks guys for tuning in, and thank you for doing this mock draft with me, man. It was fun.
Oh yeah, appreciate having you. It was nice. I love doing mocks. I know they kind of get overused a little bit, but always fun to do.
I thought it was great. So
I did too. Yeah. But thank you guys for tuning in. This is the Neutral Zone, and we're signing off for the day.